When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, hello. And welcome to Riffs on Riffs, where I am waiting with bated breath to see if my friend and rival is going to jump in and steal the intro from me yet again.
You know what? I want to let you know how much hard work it is to be your friend and rival. I want you to respect, the position that I'm in right now, the difficulty to be both of me. That is multitasking to the limit. Let me also, while we're talking about things that are difficult, can we also say that being in a city where we have had at least 2 water main breaks per year and being without water is also very difficult and rather stressful. It's not to be done if you can avoid it, and it sucks a lot.
What, do you have water right now?
It's trickling, but there are some houses that literally
you need to get that looked at. Toby.
Oh, I know. It shouldn't trickle. It should definitely
shouldn't trickle.
That's a whole nother thing. But we have some houses here in the area have no water at all. We had a bad storm that came through 2 days ago, and that it's caused problems. So,
well, I'm assuming you must be living in the South then, where you're prone to hurricanes and inclement weather and flooding and all of that, right? I mean, that's
my friend. My friend. Climate change has changed all of that. So there was a tornado in the state of Michigan, and there've been tornadoes that have come through Michigan before, obviously, but the weather just seems to be, it just has a little bit more bite as of late. It feels like just a little bit more bite. Yeah, right. The winters. This last winter was rough. That was
you're speaking like it's in the past tense, which I hope you're right, because it is March 8th as we record this, and I would love for winter to be gone and just coast spring for the next 2-3 months.
I would love for that to be the case as well. Unfortunately, in a week's time, I believe there is snow in the forecast.
All right. Well, let's pivot to happier things.
Let's talk about the sunshine that is in the forecast. The forecast for this show, we're going to be talking about artists none other than Megan Moroney. Her album came out called Cloud 9, and today we're going to specifically talk about her song 6 Months Later. Riff Nation.
No, we're not.
We're not talking about 6 months later?
Toby, we're doing Tennessee Orange.
I mean, which is fine. That's fine. I can do Tennessee Orange. I can do both. I could do either one. I've listened to both. I've listened to both. The reason why I thought it was Tennessee Orange came out a couple of years ago.
Absolutely. But in our text thread, and I said, Tennessee Orange? And you said...
And I did the thumbs up, didn't I?
You did the thumbs up.
I did the thumbs up, which is fine. I've been listening to... So, Riff
Maybe
Nation,
we just do we do both songs.
You know what? Riff Nation, we're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to do 2 songs by the same artist because Toby jacked it up. All right. Yeah. First off, let's, you're probably going to want my impression of the song. Which one do I like a little bit more than the other? Because they are 2 different songs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They're 2 different songs. I like her writing a lot. I like the writing more on 6 months later. I think that you could tell that it's her latest album. You know, the Tennessee Orange sounds, 3 years ago compared to this, right? And you can see like there's been a progression in the writing style. But I like Tennessee Orange a lot. I think that song I think it's a good song. I think it's great. I love to me, she kind of painted a picture and I can totally see it's like, yes, the whole thing, like, hey, don't tell dad he's going to be upset. I'm wearing Tennessee, or I know where I'm from. That's a sin, but I'm wearing Tennessee Orange for him. Like, I love that. I thought it was smart. I thought it was really, really well done. What do you think?
I think I have a hot take here, Toby.
Ooh.
SEC football is garbage.
No. Okay. Are we going there? Are we going there? You just offended half of our listeners, maybe, potentially.
At least.
At least, right?
I kid. But, I had to say that, us being Ohio State fans, which, I mean, come on. It's funny. I love how the rest of the world hates us the way they hate schools like Alabama. That just makes me happy. You talk to people from other SEC schools, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, whatever, pick one, and they're all like, yeah, Ohio State, yeah, right. All the things you hear when you talk about the Yankees, the Dodgers, when you become this monolith that just makes it unfair to compete against. It's kind of like when LeBron was on the Cavs. It was just weird to be in a space where it's like, oh, we're the ones nobody likes. Huh.
Mm-hmm. This is how that feels.
Because, the other half of that equation is to be a Cleveland Browns fan. So, it's kind of, I get a little both there.
And
6,
being
7.
a Brown, 6'7". Yeah, 6'7". It's a 6'7" thing for sure.
But to get back to your question on the song, I think it's really clever. The way she starts with what you're expecting is almost the way that Madonna starts Papa Don't Preach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm in trouble. And then she's like, yeah, because it is kind of on that level of sin to be able to cheer for the other team. In this case, Tennessee, as opposed to Georgia. So I thought that was clever. And then, other than that, I mean, all of her songs are great country pop songs. And, we can get into kind of that probably writer's room approach and all of that, that's the whole purpose of these things. And actually, in listening to that Cloud9 album, which, by the way, listeners, if you have not checked out the song Cloud9 by The Temptations, go listen to that too, because it's a banger in a different way. But I don't know. That's some initial thoughts.
It's also very, I'm glad that you brought it up, because that was going to be another point that I wanted to mention. It is formulaic. It is definitely by the formula, and there's nothing wrong with that. One thing I will say is this song, she seems to, there's a pocket that she sits in, even vocally, and I'm just listening to it over and over again. I just want to hear her belt something out and kind of stretch it a little bit. But she stays within this pocket and it works. And I'm being honest, I have not listened to the entire album, but I'm open to doing so, especially, looking at the lyrics for these 2 songs for sure. But, even on both songs, that was one thing I was just kind of missing. It's like, I wanted to belt something out a little bit. Yeah. Open it up. Like let this car run a little bit, see, rev that engine up so we can see, what this is all about. But, we don't quite get that. And maybe that comes with something else. Maybe it comes in time. I mean, she's still pretty young. I don't know what her age is off rip, but I know she's young.
She was, I can't remember. So I have listened to the whole album, and I specifically went back and looked at the writing credits on all the songs, and all of them have multiple writers. I think there's two or three. Of course, Amy Allen shows up, on some of these tracks. Jamie Johnson, who I think is a fantastic songwriter. And then, some other staples. But I think, and then she's listed on most of them as some portion of that. And it kind of sounds like her process is to sit down and tell a story for a half hour, an hour, and just talk something out. Like, here's an idea, here's an experience I had, and then collaboratively work that into a song structure. Maybe, I'm not sure who actually sits and write the lyrics. Maybe that's collaborative too. But I think the songs on the album that I think sound most like her, or that she might have written, or had more influence on her, songs like Liars and Tigers and Bears, which, just talks about being in industry and things like that. I think the song Wedding Dress is actually a fantastic song. And I was surprised, the Ed Sheeran collab, to hear Ed go a little bit country leaning hear some pedal steel back there with Ed Sheeran was unexpected and surprisingly comfortable. I thought it would feel perhaps more like a typical Ed Sheeran song, but it just sounds like another good country song with Ed Sheeran on it. So yeah, but I agree wholeheartedly. She's got this beautiful grit to her voice, and I would just love to hear that open up. Like, what's that top end sound like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's 28, so okay. I honestly older than I thought that she was, but still plenty young to experiment with all the things going forward. Like we have mentioned, songs are formulaic, but the writing is really good. The writing is really, really good. I think the writing is good. And I went back and forth between her and Ella Langley and just listened to the songs back to back and trying to figure out, because to me, my mind automatically went to, well, who do I think is better? And we don't need to have that conversation per se.
Or maybe who would you prefer to listen to?
Who would you prefer to listen to? I don't know. I don't know. If I'm being honest, I just haven't given Megan enough of a listen. I want to listen to the Wedding Dress song. I want to listen to other tracks like that. I will say though, almost every single that Ella's come out with, I've really, really liked. Almost every single that she's coming out with, I've liked. But they're vocally, it's just, you have different tones. Just they are different. I mean, I can tell Ella's voice from Megan's voice, and it just kind of feels that Megan's a little bit more poppy than Ella is. That's what it feels like. Even in the video, like if you look at the videos, they're two completely different styles of how they want to present themselves. At the same time, I will say this, that Megan graduated with her degree, I want to say in marketing, and I think she knows what she's doing is strategic. Absolutely. It's 100%. Very intentional for that.
I feel like Megan is the Sabrina Carpenter of country. The cadre of songwriters, let's write good music that appeals to the masses. Let's stay in a lane and sort of craft. And what is her style is being references like emo cowgirl or something like that. And so it's this kind of leaning into the glitz and glamour of the South, but also having some of those emo deep feeling vibes. And so there's a very intentional, and look, this is exactly what artists have been doing forever and should be doing, is how do I carve out a lane? How do I lean into? She's even started doing, remember, I think we talked about the Marias, and I think there's definitely other artists that sort of have color vibes. And so I think her last album was blue, and this one, now she's back into her pink era. And so there's so much that goes into being an artist now that is way beyond just the music. And to your point, I think Ella potentially pays less attention to that, or and I'm not saying one is better or worse. It's just they're just different.
Yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to watch their careers and where they go. And there's certainly, and here's the thing, I think to me, it's what's most important. They're both coming out with really good music, and there's room. There's
always room for
it,
good music.
And I'm, I've already looked online to see, hey, do these ladies have beef and blah, 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 blah. And there's of course, there's rumors about who they've dated and blah, 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 blah. But, it seems like they don't really have, any real beef that's been documented. And I'm happy about that. I just want good music. And at the end of the day, I don't care. By the time we're men of a certain age, and by the time I figure out like so and so had dated, it's over now. It's too late. The third season of Paradise will be on, and I will have missed the entire thing. I don't care. I just want good music.
Right.
It's not hard. It's not hard, and there's plenty of room. But let me tell you this, people. When you're playing at a euchre party, right, at one of your neighbors' houses, and they got music playing, there's time to listen to all of this music. We don't have to be just for Ella or just for Megan. There's plenty of time.
Sounds like a personal experience. Did you just attend a euchre party? Oddly specific.
Yeah, I did. Can I say this? This was the most intense euchre party that I think I've ever been to.
Those are words I did not expect in a sentence.
The most intense. Joe, how many people were at this euchre party, this euchre event? Yeah, it was an event. It wasn't a party. It was an event. Guess.
Is this round robin tournament? Like, let's go?
Yeah.
24.
60.
Stop it.
60 people. 60
Did you rent out a hall somewhere?
Dude, this dude had tables everywhere. His tables had tables. I mean, it was insane. 60 people at this party. This event. I mean, people were everywhere.
What time did it start?
It started 6 o'clock. No, that's a really good question. It didn't start at 6 o'clock. We were supposed to arrive at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, and then you gotta,
and then we gotta, everybody's got to sign the name. Then we have, there are more rules for their style of play of euchre than I have ever experienced in my life. I have never heard so many rules. Literally, it was longer than a sitcom. I felt like I could have watched an episode of The Big Bang Theory.
What rules could you put into euchre?
Well, look.
That don't already exist?
Well, of course, we talk about, this is what happens when you get euchre. This is when you owe $1. Okay. They have their own little special rules there. If you get, this, that. And then, of course, the water pressure over there is off too. So people,
they also have a trickle.
They also have a trickle.
Oh no. 60 people in a trickle?
Well, that's why they had, it was the first, I think historically, I want to say Guinness Book of World Records would come over because this is the first bring your own toilet water party. This was that. People, I'm not lying. Joe, it was amazing. I'm not lying. People
not
came
amazing.
over with
that does not sound amazing.
Of water, just in case, this is for toilets. But it was a good, there was a 50-50 raffle for a charity to put some kids through school and
nice,
which was really, really nice. These people are fantastic. They're great. And, I met a lot.
How'd you do, Toby?
Okay. I'd rather us talk about Megan again. Can we do that? Honestly, I didn't do that bad, Joe.
Was it your partner? Toby, was it your partner?
No, it was me. It was most definitely me. Alyssa, let us be. I normally say it's too close to Sunday to lie, but in this case, it is Sunday. So
right.
You can't get any closer. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. But
did you go alone when maybe you shouldn't have?
Oh, hell no. I'm never going alone. What are you talking about? I'm a big collaborator. I'll never go alone. I'm not that dude. I'm not that confident yet. I'm not that confident.
Okay.
Because if you go, one trick lost, sucks. It's a big, there's only 5.
5.
So one trick is huge.
Sometimes you get the card. Sometimes you got to take the risk, Tob.
Sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit.
That's right.
Yeah. Sometimes you do.
I can only imagine what time this event wrapped up. And so then late. Daylight savings.
So late.
And we're recording on a Sunday morning. So I just want everyone to stop and give Toby a little round of applause for he's got his Aquafina. Hopefully it's not the toilet water bottle in case you need that.
This water is certified. I broke the seal myself, so don't you worry about that. Yeah, it was an interesting night. It was a good time. Yes, my love for Riffs is documented. I am here. I am ready to rock and roll. But yeah.
Well, it's funny that you, of course, bring up who they're dating and blah, blah, blah. And I think actually that Liars and Tigers and Bears track on her new album specifically talks about how the industry pits artists against each other. And then it's a whole thing. Tennessee Orange, of course, the rumors and the probably very intentional placement of social posts and Morgan Wallen connections, and then it turns out it's actually true. They did date for a minute. She was wearing his Tennessee sweatshirt in the video. Then he comes out with, a Tennessee fan song. So you just wonder at some point how much of this is just pure crafting of a story and a narrative versus how much of it is built on things that maybe were authentic. Like maybe they did meet and they dated for a little bit and then, it didn't really go anywhere, whatever. And it's like, oh, but this is an interesting thing that we're still friends and we can still kind of build each other's careers. Like I would love to get to that point, Toby, where you and I can like maybe have a fake beef and then, and then a reconciliation. We can write like diss tracks about each other and then.
Oh my God. I think it's, we're going to get personal here. So I remember being in school, and my school is a majority, white school that I attended. And I remember, there was a black girl that was just came to town, just moved. And she's, walks into class, and this is like, I don't know, I had to be, I don't know, 6th grade, 7th grade, something like that. Yes, we're talking young. And so I remember just the looks that everybody was giving, like, oh, look, Toby, there's a new black friend for you, and she's female. You guys have got to date. It just felt like we had that, right? And I'm thinking like in this, we fast forward in time now with Ella is making some waves, and there's other ladies that are making some waves in country, but Ella is one of the biggest. I mean, she's got 20 million on Spotify, and you have Megan, who's got 10 million.
Megan just debuted at #1 and these are two of the biggest.
Yeah, these are the biggest ones
artists
right now.
Yeah.
And so it just feels like, okay, you guys must beef. You must fight. And like you said, maybe some of it is manufactured, but it's just, it's exhausting, when you look at it from a mature lens. I mean, wow. I mean, does it have to be this way? They may not, I'm sure they know each other. I'm sure they know of each other, have met, whatever, especially, just through the connections. I mean, you mentioned, what's her name? Amy, who's the one who the writer?
Amy Allen.
Amy, right. So between her, Riley Green, Morgan Wall, I mean, all these people all know each other. It's the industry.
Absolutely. They're all hanging out in Nashville, probably in the same writer's room. So
right. So it's just, I think that's interesting.
I think the healthy part of that is maybe the competitive piece where it's, hey, you're bringing your A game. I want to bring my A game. Let's both, right?
Sure.
But that to me is still, I don't know. We talk in my work life about intellectual versus social friction. Like you bringing your A game, writing a great song raises mine, and intellectually or as an artist, I'm like, okay, I want to, this. What is it? Steel? No. What's that phrase? Iron sharpens iron. No,
yeah.
Is that it?
Sure. I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, something sharpens something.
Right. Something sharp. Be careful. Don't run with scissors. That whole thing.
Which is different than the, whatever. And I'm not saying either of anybody's doing this, but potentially the backstabbing and the gossiping and the rumor mongering and all of that can happen on the, to derail somebody's career. So, yeah. To your point earlier, there's room enough for everybody. So, you taking a space does not take away from my space.
Right. And it's, what I loved, I don't know, what was it last year? We were talking about Chaperone and the Good Luck Babe and Sabrina Carpenter's song, like with Espresso and all that kind of stuff. And, those ladies have shared stages and they have rock songs together. And I love that. Like, you just like, that at that time, that they were the two, at least for that year, it felt like these were the two female, artists that were, commanding so much attention. And for them to say, you know what, let's just build from that. Let's build community from that. I thought that was fantastic. I would love to see more artists do that, not just in pop or, country, but also like in hip hop. I feel like, I understand the healthy, being competitive. I totally get that, but I think music eats its young in a way. And I feel like some of that competition can be unhealthy.
Great song by Hozier, by the way. Eat your young.
Eat your young, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of cannibalism going on that's not good for anything. So let's talk a little bit about Megan. And so she was born, I have date in front of me, October 9th, 1997 in Savannah, Georgia. Grew up in Georgia, kind of suburb outside of Atlanta. But this is what I love. So her dad had a dedicated music room. So good job, Dad, for putting those influences out there. And so she grew up, she said, listening to John Prine, the Eagles, Emmylou Harris, Loretta Lynn, Graham Parsons, and Jackson Brown. So that's a cadre of songwriters that if that's just kind of what is in your ear all of the time, then I think you just would innately develop a understanding of how to craft a good song, both lyrically, structurally, just kind of, whatever. And then I guess she was a cheerleader, big into musical theater, was going to go to, be a cheerleader in college. And then I think busted up her knee or something like that, got hurt. And then I think it was during the pandemic around this time. So she picked up her guitar. I don't think she could walk, and just started writing, and doing those kind of things. And then eventually went to University of Georgia. So, you could see now why writing a song like Tennessee Oranges, especially, by the way, people, she's gotten death threats from Georgia fans for writing. Like, right? Come on.
Flag on the play.
Come
Flag
on
the play.
People. Stop it.
Grow up.
Unbelievable. Anyway, so yeah, and then she was, Miss Sorority Row. She sang Strawberry Wine, and then people were like, "Oh, this girl's talented." And then I'm not sure how this happened, but apparently, Chase Rice was playing, and she got to like open or do a song, but she had to write a song. So, it's just sort of. Then she gets on stage, and I know you can relate to this, and she's like, "Oh, well, this feels good. Like this is nice. These are my, and right there, she's like, I want to drop out. I'm going to move to Nashville and pursue this." And her parents are like, "No, get your degree."
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She's a performer. She's a performer. Cheerleading, that is a sport. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I mean, those ladies.
It's a dangerous sport.
Yeah, it is. It's no joke. It's a lot. And she's an obvious performer, and she's smart. She's smart. She graduated. Yeah. Calculated, very intentional. Yeah. And I, like, you can tell, like, with her writing, it's like, like even in that song, the 6 months later, which I like, in that second verse of that, "Oh, wow, have the turns have tabled," and, which is just a fun way
version.
Fun, like, oh, you changed it, like, like, and I wasn't expecting that, and that made me laugh. I mean, there's a couple of lines that are like that.
So that reminds me, Toby, my when my daughter was little, she would I don't know, we read stories all the time, and then she somehow ended up inverting the word cliffhanger, and she would always call it a hanger cliff. And so that has just become the phrase now. I always call it a hanger cliff, to the point where she yells at me sometimes. She's like, "Dad, I've like gotten that wrong in the real world," because
oh my goodness. Those stories are like super precious. I know when Shiv was young and we couldn't find something, like maybe we like found one sock where we couldn't find the other, right? And be like, "It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Like, I was like, what do you say? It's a mystery. Yeah, we can't find the other sock, Daddy. We can't find the other. It's a mystery. It's like, oh my goodness. So now, Kaja, now we say that when we're watching a show, like, hey, what type of show you want to watch? I'm thinking we should watch a mystery show. Let's watch a mystery.
That is amazing. Oh, I love that. I'm totally stealing that. This episode of Riffs on Riffs is brought to you by DistroKid, your ultimate partner for taking your music to the next level.
With DistroKid, uploading your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music is easier than ever. Plus, you can easily pay your collaborators with splits and send large files securely to anyone with Instant Share.
And guess what else? You can get a YouTube official artist channel for free via DistroKid. You can send credits to stores, and you can use Hyperfollow to promote your release.
DistroKid has everything you need to succeed in the digital music landscape.
But that's not all. DistroKid now offers a convenient mobile experience with the DistroKid app, available on iOS and Android.
With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for the artists looking to perfect their sound, there's Mixia. With Mixia, you can put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time.
And if you need to share large files securely with collaborators, producers, or playlist curators, look no further than Instant Share. It's free to send up to 1 gigabyte of files, and your music will stream at the highest quality, making the best impression possible.
So why wait? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities.
Riffs on Riffs listeners get 30% off their first year at DistroKid by going to distrokid.com/VIP/riffsonriffs.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
But in this, again, sometimes you're expecting one thing and you get another in writing. Like, we've heard so many songs, and it's like, there goes Onyx. All right, so so you're expecting one thing, but you get another. Like when she says in the first verse, I was barely alive, out of 6 feet deep, I was 5. Pretty sure
that's a great line right there.
Man, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they called a hearse outside. And the thing that I liked about it was like, wow, you're coming out in the first verse like this. You're not wasting any time. You're going, I'm like, yes. Continue talking, because I'm engaged now. I am engaged. I can't tell you how many songs I've heard where it's just like, oh my God, don't do it.
You can quote, you know what the next line is.
You know what the lines are going to be. And so, because it's like that, even though I don't get the vocal tricks that I want, or the vocal range, not even tricks, just the vocal, range I want per se, because the song stays in the pocket, I'm still very entertained. It makes me laugh every time I hear that line. I'm like, that's a great line, like well crafted. And I don't care how many writers it took to come up with that. Like, I don't care. I just want the final product to be like this. And this is the one of many reasons why AI can't keep up, will not replace authentic and organic music. It can't. It won't, because of stuff like that, because of lines like that keep a listener engaged. There's other lines in here, but what doesn't kill you calls you 6 months later. Dude, that's ingenious. What doesn't kill you? This dude, this breakup, calls you 6 months later. Fantastic. Fantastic.
And I love Kelly Clarkson, but her that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Which is the well-known phrase. Great song, whatever.
Yeah.
But to have something like this, because you're expecting, and then it's like calls you 6 months later, and you have to think about it for a second, but immediately like, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get
Been
it.
there. Had that.
In that second verse, turns of table, all of a sudden now you're willing and able, little therapy, and now you're so stable. I'm like, oh man, you can tell like this is a 2026 song, right? This song was written in 2026 for sure, right? This is a post-COVID song for damn sure. Like you're talking therapy. I mean, it was just well done. And, I just love that kind of stuff. It just makes you very curious to hear other songs. And honestly, it makes me curious about hearing more country. You know, I know not all country artists are the same. Obviously, this is a little bit poppy, but it makes me very curious to hear more country artists, especially just for the writing. Like the writing is good. You know, like I appreciate it, you know?
Yeah, and when you have that combination of great storytelling, songs that make you want to pay attention to the lyrics, or songs where you're like, wait, what did she just say? Like, I go back and hear that again. And then because there are tracks on this album where even though she's not belting or whatever, you can feel like, I think that wedding dress track, well, I'll keep going back to that. You can feel kind of there's something behind that. And I think when you can sense that from the recording or from the performance, then it doesn't matter if the song structure, it doesn't matter as much that the song structure itself is formulaic, because it allows you to get deeper into the nuance and whether it's the lyrics or the performance itself. Because sometimes, look, I love me great musicianship, and I mean, certainly everybody in Nashville can play. So that's not what I'm saying. But songs that are crafted to maybe be a little bit different than the formulas, or to add some interesting color or whatever. But they can also force you to listen to those things as opposed to capturing the essence of the song or really kind of absorbing the meaning. So when you strip some of that away and say, to your point, it's in the pocket, I know what's coming next, there's no surprises here, I have no choice but to listen to what is being conveyed and whether it's making me feel anything. And I think, you know, she does a good job of that.
You know, there are, in my career of, you know, being a hip hop artist, I will say, one thing I've noticed, like a lot of people that I've listened to, because I've listened to a lot of underground hip hop acts, and there are some that it's the beat that is like, this is writing them. The beat is there. I mean, I think we prided ourselves. We know that people want a beat that is engaging, right? They know, and I'm all about like performance ready tracks, right? That's the kind of the approach normally that I take in writing a song. Like I want to be able to perform it. I want it to be high energy. And for that, you know, the music needs to be a certain way. And then at the same time, you want the lyrics to hit. Obviously, if somebody's going to take a magnifying glass to the lyrics. And there are some cats out there, the music is not engaging at all. It's not engaging. It's just like, woof, like that beat is, I mean, the beat's okay. It's not bad. It's just okay. But the lyrics are just like killer. And I feel like there are certain artists that do that intentionally. They know it's like, no, focus on me. Like focus on this, you know. It's like, and I feel like these are, you know, I feel like Megan and her lyrics are along that same line. I don't think, and you know, without being disrespectful to the music at all, because like you said, this is Tennessee, this is Nashville. That we know what they're capable of. We know what they can do at any time in their sleep. But I think there's a greater intention on these lyrics, and that makes me really happy. Makes me really, really happy. So it's solid, very, very solid.
So I would love to. So in Nashville, they have these, I think they call them writers' rounds, where they get 3 or 4 artists, and you bring your original material on stage, and you tell the story behind the song, and then you perform the song to an audience. And so again, there's multiple of you, so it's essentially kind of a, back to the iron sharpens iron, or whatever that phrase is. It's that test ground for, hey, does the song have legs? Do people respond to it? Does the story matter? And I've never been to one of those shows, but I think that would be fascinating. And I'd be very curious because, there's, I think, like Bluebird Cafe, I could get that wrong, but there's a couple of venues that have, okay, these are the upper, if you get into that, then, probably somebody's going to buy that song. You're going to have a hit on your hand or something like that. But even on some of those more off the beaten path, like look, I don't know, have you been to Nashville? I've been a couple of times, and I mean, you walk 5 feet and there's another amazing band in there, right? And then you walk another 5 feet and it's another amazing band. So there's so much talent. I'm curious at some point, how does something rise above the noise? And I think that is where, not rise the noise, but rise above everything else, because it's all good. So, and that's where I wonder where that intentionality of Megan and saying, okay, I'm leaning into this. Because she was approached basically to write a song about college football. So by Spotify, right? That's how the Tennessee Orange came about, is Spotify was like, hey, we want you on our fresh upcoming artist thing, write a song for this. And then she did.
Wow.
So again, there's that intentionality, and it's meeting the request or the need. I don't know if it. Actually, I should look this up. Were you familiar with what Taxi? Taxi was like a music publishing sort of vetting thing back in the day. I don't even know if it still exists, but essentially they would go through, movie soundtrack needs a song in this style, or it was always inevitably, this band is real popular, we're looking for other artists that sound like this band. And so then it was your opportunity to write original music, submit it to Taxi. They would basically vet it and then give you feedback and either decide, hey, we're going to forward this or we're not. And so I don't know if that still exists or how that, it's been years since I looked at something like that. But I wonder how that happens in the Nashville scene, right? Who are the gatekeepers? And I'm sure, like everything else, it's all about relationships and who you know and whatever, but it's also about kind of the lucky breaks that just happen from random conversations and being in the right place at the right time and having the talent to do something with it.
Sure. You know what? It makes me really, in a way, it makes me jealous of what the institution that country has built. I would love for every genre to have a home where people can own their style, because you don't have, if we had a writer's room for hip hop artists now, and I say this, there's an artist by the name of Mickey Fax. Mickey Fax is a fantastic battle rapper, MC. I mean, Mickey is the truth. He's solid. And I've met him before. Actually, I saw him performing in Ohio. Now, he actually has a school where he actually teaches people how to write, which is fantastic. And I know the hip hop, and Jay Rawls is teaching classes there at the Ohio State University.
Is he? I thought he was down at OU.
I thought it was Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
I want to say it's Ohio State because he lives in Columbus.
Well, anyway. Okay.
Yeah. So
maybe I'm thinking something else.
It's Ohio State University School of Music. So, I just wish that there was more of that. I think that is I think songwriting is such a craft, and same thing with beat making and production, and just crafting the overall sound. I mean, when you look at, we just had Bruno came out with another album, right? The Romantic, right? And so the first song that he came out with, the hey DJ, whatever. He just has a way, man. He's got a formula. He checks all of these boxes every freaking time. You know what his first single is going to be like. And once he locks in on a genre of music that he is going to like style or stylistically add to or whatever, he just locks in, does his thing. And I'm like, that we need to be able to teach that to other folks. Maybe not necessarily that, but just other stuff. And I'm wondering, like, it'd be great to have a hip hop university. It'd be great to have a rock university, right? it'd be great to have, because, for jazz, you have it,
Yeah.
country, you have it, but these other things, you don't have that. It'd be so awesome. I mean, Nashville, how fantastic is that? Just a bunch of, you walk into a bar in Nashville, you walk into like 5-6 writers/singers, see 5-6 different artists a night performing, people that can sing better than the folks you hear on the radio. And what, I just wish we, selfishly, that would be what I would love to have.
And that makes me wonder, because if you think about rock specifically, so the LA scene, it's, at one point was a melting, but New York is always whatever. And then out of nowhere comes that Seattle sound. And so there's pockets, but to your point, I couldn't tell you right now, is there a city right now where new rock or new stuff is emerging that people are congregating to, or there's 5 or 6 new bands that are all really good that we're going to hear about in a couple of years? I have no idea. So listeners, if you've got some insight into this, let us know, because I'd be very curious.
Yeah.
Toby, can we talk about Bruno's new record for a second?
Yep, sure can. Please do. Please do. Please do.
Because I know you like it.
I've listened to the first 4 or 5 songs on it. Okay. That's as far as I've got.
Okay.
All right. I know that, and so I would say the first 4 or 5 songs I liked, but it did get a little, I don't know, maybe boring is not the word for it, but that's kind of the word that just comes to my mind. Like, it's like, okay, all right, and that's one reason why I didn't finish it. Bruno's doing his thing. He is doing his thing, but it just didn't move me.
Yeah, here's my take on Bruno. Amazingly talented human, great performer, great entertainer, and I don't know that his heart's in it, because his songs are just so crafted. Like the one track, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically a direct ripoff of "Oye Como Va" from Santana, like literally, and that's what he does. Is he takes these things, to your point, whether it's I'm going to recreate 90s, or whatever, pick something, I'm going to do it well.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to very clearly see where it came from, or hear where it came from. And it's going to be just different enough to where it's like, it's, kind of unique, but to me, it's well performed, well crafted, and formulaic, but it doesn't, for me personally, it doesn't seem like it's a performance. I don't know that there's any meaning or emotion or feeling behind it.
Yeah. It seems like a valid point, a valid point. Like, it's so crafted, it's so intentional that you wonder if there's, heart behind it, right?
Heart,
if there's authenticity behind it, is it like, hey, we're going to do this type of music now. We're going to do this type of music now. And, so we had all of this, you had a lot of controversy about Bad Bunny, right? And, but because of all of that, his music has been streaming like crazy. This dude's not even on social media. He's not even on social media anymore. He killed all of those accounts, and his music's being played more than ever. And it almost feels, I'm not saying this is what happened. In fact, I'm sure this is not what happened, but it felt like, Bruno was like, Latin music's hot right now. Let's go. Let's pour into that. Absolutely. First song right off the bat is and in the songs are, and I think all songs are derivatives of other songs,
of course,
which are derivatives of others. So I don't get so mad at that, because, we're almost at that age right now where people don't, the younger generation don't even know where they have no idea. But in the first song, it's very similar to Stevie Wonder's Ribbon in the Sky. It's very, very similar to Ribbon in the Sky. Oh, so long on this night I pray. It's right there. He leaves breadcrumbs, and then at the last moment, then he deviates. And so now it's his own thing, know, and it's like, Bruno, Bruno. And I get it. I get it. And I just very consistently
It's
does
to me, it's like Vanilla Ice saying, no, it's not dun 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 dun. It's
right.
dun 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 dun. It's like, no, dude, it's the exact stop it. Let's just stop.
And he can sing whatever. I just here's if you ever met somebody that's just a really, really, really good communicator, right? He's a chameleon. This person he can talk to everybody like in a business setting.
Like Toby Braswell?
Well, okay. And I wasn't there. Yeah. Okay. And so, but you wonder how they are like in private, like what they actually like. What do you actually like? Because you can talk to anybody, but who is the type of person if you had your pick? And
Right.
that is my problem with Bruno. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. You have made so much money, dude. You can tour anywhere you want. What is the music that you actually want to come out with and actually sound like? Like, what would that sound like? I mean, we finally have in 2026, I want to say it was the last part of 2025. We finally, were able to listen to an album by Nas produced entirely by DJ Premier. And it's like, oh, Christmas. Like, yes, this is what we wanted. Now, regardless of what you think about the album, it's what the people wanted. And he's paid. He can do whatever he wants. So why not? Don't worry about the fans. Let's worry about you,
Right.
and what do you want to come out? And that's my one thing with Bruno. And maybe he just has so much music in his mind. He's like, maybe just like, hey, I want to, music is kind of like Halloween. I'm a vampire this year. I'm a werewolf next year.
Could be. Yeah.
It's, it is what it is. Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't want to deviate and make it to the Bruno episode, but I
know you had thoughts.
Yeah, I know
so
you had concerns. Thanks for, all right. So back to Megan. So one of the fun kind of full circle moments is when she got to do with that song on this album with Casey Musgraves. And so apparently she met Casey back, I don't know, 2014, somewhere around there when Casey was on tour and she was just a fan. And then she said that the kind of the release of, or the final version of their song, what's the name of it? Bells and Whistles, was kind of the 11th year anniversary to the day of that meeting. So it was just kind of one of those chances to actually work with your heroes and your influences.
That's awesome.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb, Toby, and say that if you can be in a room with Stevie Wonder, that you would that would be.
I would melt. I would cry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would not know what to do. I mean, I think he's just that influential to so many different artists. Yeah, I think he's just an amazing, talented human. And there's not very many made like Stevie, not very, just the first name alone. I mean, there's only one Stevie. Like, it is what it is.
I don't know. I think a lot of people will go right to Stevie Nicks.
This is true.
Kind of depends.
Yeah, depends on what
But that's a couple of amazing, or
a couple of amazing
Stevie
artists.
Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Apparently we were misnamed.
Keep going. I guess we could keep going, but yeah.
And then the other couple of things that she's got unique career goals. One is that she wants to have a wax figure at Madame Tussauds, which, okay, I mean that's
right.
a goal,
yeah.
And then I think this is one we can all relate to, that she wants to have one of her songs become so overplayed in stores that people are just like, no, I don't want to hear this anymore. So and maybe she's already there. I don't know, but
very good goals to have.
Those are good goals.
Very good goals to have.
You've done something.
Well, I figure like with this stuff like Tennessee Orange, like these missions, these songs that start off, as missions, I think you'll have that. Like, this is probably not a song that she necessarily would have written on her own, but when prompted, there you go. I love mission. I'm gonna call it mission music, right? Where somebody puts a mission on your plate
It's all about the prompt.
I love the prompts. I think that's such a novel way to approach. I think because of that, you push an artist is pushing and pulling to make sure it checks these boxes, but still is you, personal experience or from experiences that you've seen. I mean, you throw all of that in a bowl and come out with a song like this. I mean, that's talent.
I think the biggest impediment to creativity is a blank canvas. And so, if you can have, I just think about when we did the Silver Foxes sessions, right? And the genesis of Phoenix was a prompt, like write something about the one who got away. So everybody, whether it's from a story you've read or a personal experience or whatever, can relate to that. But now you've got something to latch onto and say, all right, let me sit with this. And I think that's, getting back to Megan, that idea of, hey, let's just sit around and talk about something specific, an experience I've had in my life or a story, and like all of the feelings and things that are attached to that. To me, that's the beauty of a writer's room, whether it's for music, whether it's for a TV show, whatever it's for, is that collaborative energy and that ability to kind of ping off each other and be like, oh, this is what I went through. And I mean, going back to the Ella episode when, where she came up with that, what was the line? I can't remember, but it was very specific. Oh, it sounds like she's from Texas, right? That was just, and it's like, those are the things that come out in those creative sessions, and you immediately know, like, there it is. There's something cool right there. I want to build off of that.
Yeah. It's lines like that. And some of the lines that, Megan's written, they really set a song apart from others. And it creates a moment. It creates a moment, like the Tennessee Orange, if we're going to talk about that one specifically, it's always interesting to me right around college football, playoff season, how you'll have the commercials where the Ohio State guy's sitting on a couch with a Michigan, a woman's wearing a Michigan sweatshirt and they're together like that. No, that happens like that. That stuff happens.
Absolutely.
And it's like, well, how did that happen? How could this even, but it happens. And it's, but to put it in a song in the way that she did, I like, well done, because we know what happens and we're used to talking about it, but to actually have a song play out in the way that she started, because I'm thinking like, oh, girl, are you pregnant? What happened?
I'm okay.
Are you hurt? Like she's, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Just don't tell daddy the news, because if you do, he gonna blow a fuse. I know it's a sin. We're in Tennessee Orange for him. Oh, stop it. Love it. Love it. All right. Well, anything else you wanted to add?
No, Toby, I think I know we were going to cover 2 songs. I think we did like 1 1/4 and then some Bruno.
Yeah.
I think we had
around somewhere between 6 and 7 points. 7 points we made. I think that was good. I think we're fine. So
plus, it sounds like you need to sleep and then also practice your euchre.
Yeah. Sleep, practice euchre. I'm actually going to practice euchre in my sleep. And let me tell you this, I'm going to win all the hands. I'm going all in, all alone every time. And hopefully by the time I wake up, this water main issue will be solved so that I can
be more than a trickle.
Dude, more than a trickle. So I can use the bathroom with reckless abandon. That's what that's what I want.
That's too much. That's too much. That's a phrase I don't want to ever hear again. I used the bathroom with reckless abandon. Nope.
Yeah,
nope.
Reckless abandon. That's it. Hey, Riff Nation, thank you so much for being with us. I hope you enjoy the episode. Make sure you check us out on all of the platforms, or whether we're talking Instagram, we're on YouTube. Check us out the next episode. Please leave a review if you get a chance. And with that, we say huzzah.